So, I finally watched that show Murder Drones. If you don't know, this show is a part of the big wave of indie animation that's been coming to YouTube recently and just exploding. You know, like Hazbin Hotel, Hell of a Boss, Long Gone Gulch, those shows. This is another one of them, and it caught my eye originally because it's 3D animated, which is a lot more expensive, to my knowledge, than 2D animation is. And it's also just a lot easier to kinda screw up when you don't have a big budget. But I saw some footage from the show and it looked pretty cool. And then I proceeded to not watch it. Because I am smart. And I continued to not watch it until the third episode dropped literally yesterday as of me recording this. And I know people are gonna be like, but Emerald, don't you usually have a rule? Doesn't there need to be at least like 6 episodes before we review something? And to that I say, yes. But Murder Drones, takes forever to get a new episode, so I just don't want to wait that long, and I just want to get my thoughts on the series out now, instead of having to watch 3 more episodes and then do it, and wait like another 7 years. By the way, if you would rather not have the show spoiled to you, just like go watch it right now and then come back here. And if you're already caught up with the series, let's get on with it. Also, apologies if I sound off in this video. I'm still kinda sick. So the plot of Murder Drones is that humans basically did what humans do best. A company called J.C. Jensen
in space
created these machines called worker drones, which were made for mining exoplanets, whatever that means. But unfortunately, humans kinda screwed themselves and the world became uninhabitable, so the worker drones were free. Right? Yeah, no. J.C. Jensen sent these things called disassembly drones to, disassemble them in the most brutal ways possible. So now most of the worker drones just kinda hide underground, including our main character, Uzi, who's a goth girl who really likes this railgun that she built. Which, I mean, fair enough. It is a sick railgun. But unfortunately, it doesn't work. So she sneaks out by lying to her father, who is really obsessed with doors. Uzi then goes to this crash site to get the last part she needs for her railgun, but unfortunately she bumps into, what else? A disassembly drone. But she manages to fight it off until it puts itself back together, and somehow, due to some damage in his brain, doesn't realize that she is a worker drone that he is supposed to be mutilating. So he reveals that his name is In. All the disassembly drones have like 1 letter as their name, by the way. And In is a huge According to YouTube's new terms and conditions and rules, I can no longer continue with this joke. In is a real stickler for them rules, he says, as he befriends the person he has been explicitly ordered to murder. He also reveals that he's got 2 buddies named J and V. But before Uzi can get to meet those lovely people, she gets away. And then In realizes that she was a worker drone, and J and V just kinda roast him on it. They roast him on everything. They just really hate him. They then follow Uzi back to her home, and what proceeds is a disaster, pretty much. They kinda just tear everything up, including In when he finally decides to question what's gonna happen to them once they're done with their job. But luckily, In manages to guilt trip Uzi into helping him before he dies, I guess is what you would call it. I mean, they are robots, so I guess you just shut down, but dying. It's pretty much dying, because they're sentient. And with the power of teamwork and cool hand blades and railguns, they manage to defeat both the drones. Well, they don't actually kill V, they just chain her up, but they do kill J. Kind of. Jay does eventually come back as this very scary camera snake with like a million heads, but they do kill her. It is explicitly not the same character. And V is kind of in a rough situation relationship-wise with the two. She's not actively trying to blow Uzi's head off with every given opportunity, but she may not pass up if the opportunity were enticing enough. And now, I think we're at a point where I can finally come out and say it. Get your guns ready. I was not a fan of this show. And listen. Before you call me more evil than Hitler, I just want to say that I think the really good parts of the show are always when the characters aren't talking. The show is really good when the characters do not speak. Because every time a character speaks, they say shit like this.
Classic toxic masculinity, Chad. That's never gonna end up problematic.
What are you in for? Testosterone too hard?
That can happen? Awesome.
I'm not mad at you, by the way, just generally hormonal.
Uzi says bite me, like, all the time, by the way. It's pretty much her catchphrase. And it's not like the characters never have good lines. Every now and then they come out with, like, a gem that genuinely makes me laugh.
Oh my, you sure are rebellious. It's kinda exciting. But not as fun as, following the rules.
But most of the time, the dialogue is, and I hate using this word, kinda just cringy. All the jokes feel so forced in there, you know? This show absolutely decimates the fourth wall also, and not in the good Chowder way. In the, bad Rick and Morty style. And I'm gonna say it right here, right now. I am sick of shows breaking the fourth wall. It was funny when it wasn't common, and it was just really surprising. But now, if you are an adult show, you are pretty much obligated to do it. I think there is like a contract you're forced to sign. Because every show does it now, and it's no longer special or interesting or funny. It's just another fourth wall break, and it really makes me upset. But I can't just act like this show has no positives. The animation is good shit. It obviously isn't fucking Pixar quality, but it is still amazing. So many of the models and the animation just look so smooth. And the fight scenes are just amazing. And I also really liked the character designs, despite the fact that I think the hair on these robots looks kinda silly sometimes. I also think the, creepy smile thing that the disassembly drones do looks kinda cheesy, but I will say the standout design in the series is what happens to V after she dies. Again, she becomes this weird snake camera thing with a bunch of heads and a very, very spooky voice. And also the terrifying idea of being able to mimic everyone she kills. Listen, I've watched The Thing. I've watched the Mandela Catalog. I know that if a creature can mimic someone they kill, it is never, ever a good sign. They are either a demon or an alien, or an alien demon. And this one is probably the most terrifying looking. I really hope this show does more of these badass creature designs, because I, for one, am super hyped to see more stuff that looks like this. And I also really hope that the show chills it a bit with the dialogue, because like that dialogue is not my favorite aspect of the show. Listen, I wanted to like this show. I really did. Despite most people's beliefs, I don't just get up in the morning ready to hate something. But every now and then, I'm just not gonna like something. Listen, if you like murder drones, that is perfectly fine. But in my opinion, the dialogue absolutely ruins it for me. The bad outweighs the good here, but I do hope that it'll get better with time. I hope one day I can release a sequel to this video, where I can talk about how amazing Murder Drones is now, and how all of the problems I have were completely fixed. But, until then, I guess I'll just continue to be disappointed in it. I'm gonna end this video here. If you liked the video, like it, and if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see when I upload a new video. I have way more coming very soon. Go ahead and tell me what you thought of this video and Murder Drones in the comments. Maybe we can have a little civil debate down there. Anyway, I've been Emerald, and bye.